about you, baby. Yeah, I'm mad about you.
Hey, this is Time Bomb, and if it's your first time checking out the channel, hit that subscribe button for daily updates. Thanks for coming by today. In today's video, I wanted to go over the top 5 meta defenses that we've seen so far this year. So the first one I'm going to take a look at is, here I'm looking at the Ravens playbook, and we've got the 3-3-5 odd here. The Tampa 2 that we see here with that third CB blitzing, so popular for the first few months of the game. They actually even had to do a patch to address this. They made it so that basically that contain right end couldn't get the same. It was basically taking advantage and making the guard kind of have to pick between a couple people, and he was just letting that CB get in there untouched. So they fixed that, the angle at which he kind of comes in so that he can't get in as fast, and they kind of made it so that the running back will block it better and pick him up, which he wasn't doing before, which did eliminate what made this play so OP, but it's still a really good defense. People will just put their middle linebacker into the deep third there, which is pretty common for any cover 2, just to give that, make it look like a cover 2, but still have the cover 3 coverage from the linebacker. So that defense, I still do see it from time to time. I couldn't believe it when someone was using it for me all game and it was actually effective. I was like, what's going on? Is it September again? I don't understand. But I think I was able to beat it in the end, but I think it was kind of too late because I had already been gone down to like 21-7 or something like that, and it was the 4th. But the thing to remember is if you are against it, you're running outside, run away from that blitz, and you should be able to gash them, and as well, just looking to go to beat those cloud flats just a little bit deeper where they're, as far as the coverage won't go, and you can kind of take advantage of that Tampa 2. So the next defense, the second meta defense that we're going to look at is the cover 4 drop show 2. Now, again, this is early in the year, first 3 months. This was so effective. All you had to do was to just shade down and put him into hard flat, shade back up to put him into the clouds. It's the only thing you really had to do, and a decent user on the linebacker. You could stop the run, you could stop passes. If you had the 91 zone, you were shutting everything down. You were shutting down corner routes. Just people didn't have the route running and catching it to really be able to beat the 91 zone. Now we're seeing so much better attributes in our receivers that they are able to contend with the 91 zone. But at that point, the 91 zone was so overpowered. Now the cover 4 is still a really good defense. I mean, I use it here or there, stop the run and pass situations where I'm not really sure which way they're going to go, and I'll give it kind of a unique setup so they're not really seeing it the way that expecting, knowing exactly what it's going to be, and then I won't sit in it like I used to. And a lot of people, it would be their whole defense. They would just run their defensive scheme out of the cover 4 show drop 2 and just make a couple small adjustments. But to be honest, you didn't even really need to. You could just sit in that the whole game and just like cut your losses. If you had a decent offense, then yeah, you could probably get by with doing that for, I mean, even now you can get by with doing it for a fairly long time. Maybe I'll do a video series where I'll test a game. I'll just be like, I'm only going to sit in this defense and see how it does. Well, it really just depends on how your opponent adjusts to it, and then how you adjust, or if you change your play calling against them. So I would say, though, it's still a viable defense. The next defense that we should take a look at is out of the nickel 2-4-5 AA gap. Pretty much every AA gap has a mid blitz like this. It's a cover 0 where you're just basically sending all out pressure at your opponent. You could probably like switch one of the that cornerback. You could switch them into a zone and just use that one over the middle, and then you've got the 4 guys in coverage, or you could put the outsides into cloud flats and maybe some deep zones on the for the safeties to just give you some protection there, or you could leave them all manned up. There's also, out of a 3-4, which is common, to use the cover 1 hole. Same kind of thing where you're just kind of going to use it in the middle. You've got a deep blue for your safety, and then you've got a lot of man coverage around there, and you're just looking to get that pressure quickly. You might put one into a spy, but it's these plays are pretty good because they can blow up the run in the backfield with all that pressure. Now you're taking the chance, if they do a run around the pressure or make a quick pass over the pressure, then you can get gashed pretty hard. But it's a high risk, high reward kind of play, and it's actually been a really popular defense over the last few months. People are definitely mixing it in. We saw a lot of it at the Madden Challenge, and I think we're going to moving forward. Moving on here, again, out of a nickel book, we've got the 3-3-5 odd, the LB Cross 3 Show 2. Now, these kind of looping blitzes have been popular since the beginning. This one specifically, the 3-3-5 odd, people have built their whole defense around it. I believe Dubby's been using it. Skimbo, I think, as well, was using a version of this earlier. I think he may have been the first one to use it. I know GUTFOX says he was using it all last year, and it's his, and people are just stealing it now. But I love using it too. All I do with mine is I just put one of those looping linebackers into a hook zone, kind of on the opposite side as that safety one. And I like to user safety on that play, and I'll just kind of look it to the left in that his location, kind of over the middle, and then I'll let the linebacker have the other side of that middle field to the left. And it's really effective to me. I'll just put my those light purples into clouds or hard flats, depending on what I think my opponent is going to run in the situation. Now, it's pretty cool because the 4-3 also has the loop blitz out of the under, which I use the same setup, just put one of those linebackers into a yellow and go from there. And as well the 3-4. These are all really, the same kind of thing. I just will switch up who I'm using depending, and that's it. Just decide cloud or hard flats, and I think it's actually the best blitz in the game still. I think it's still a viable defense right now in the game as of January 21st. So I think moving forward, we're going to keep seeing a lot of it in these Madden series. And the top defense I think that we're seeing right now, and we're going to see for the next little bit in the game, is the 46 speed package. Now, specifically, how you get at this one is when you go into the 4-6, you use the right stick and you just click over to get the different packages, and you can see there is the speed package, so you can be calling out at that. It gives you extra CBs, basically. It's got such a great mix of a 4-3 with more defensive backs to give you pass coverage, and you can usually use that extra CB in the middle of the field. It is a great setup. GUTFOX did an ebook about the 4-6 defense that I definitely recommend you check out if you want to start playing this. It gives you a lot of great, fast 91 zone players on the field, some good run-stopping 4-3 style defensive ends. So it's a good defense, and I think it's probably the best defense. Great for salary cap mode and everything. It's good for everything. So those are the top 5 meta defenses I wanted to go over today. Thanks for checking out the video. Hope those are helpful for you, and I'm going to come up with some focus series on each one of those defenses in the next little bit. So thanks a lot. I've been Time Bomb. Hit that subscribe button. Give me a like. I'll catch you guys later.
About you, baby. Yeah. I'm mad.